Well, good morning, guys. I'm riding the Super 10 race, just doing a commute. Oh man, I've been riding my mountain bike more than my motorcycle. Isn't that crazy? I've been getting into mountain biking. I really recommend it, especially if you like dual sporting. Mountain biking is almost like a better extension of dirt biking. I've always struggled trying to find places to ride around here, and there's very few places because you're in the DMV, the DC area, so there's very few places that are legal to ride. So the way around it, if you really like dual sporting, is to get an electric mountain bike and then riding all the mountain biking trails on it, and you still get some good exercise. And if you're a purist and you have just a regular mountain bike, you can try all the trails, and they're completely legal, they're completely free, because they're essentially like hiking trails in regional parks, but they have like mountain biking areas, and oftentimes they share with the hikers, so you have so many trails to pick from. It's very intimidating. Any sport, right? This guy ran the red light. There's people of very different degrees of fitness, but what I find interesting is that mountain biking, it's so technical. Like whenever you're going downhill, I always get killed going downhill because riders are just so much faster, but I find myself using the same techniques of motorcycling, and I'm finding that I'm using the same bad techniques I tell people not to do, like hitting your brakes going downhill, letting your weight kind of go through, and being loose on the handlebars. I'm finding that I have this death grip on the handlebars, and then my forearms just get toasted. But there's so many similarities between riding dual sports and mountain bikes. The limiting factor for me, it might be the bike that I have. It's a 20-year-old mountain bike, and the people that have mountain bikes in this area, they're all like $4,000 to $5,000, $6,000. It's very rare to see a bike that's cheaper, which is crazy. Sometimes I see somebody with an entry-level bike, like a $1,000 bike. That's entry-level these days. And then you see that they are kind of limited. They don't have full suspension. But a lot of times it's an excuse. I know that motorcycling, people give themselves that excuse of my bike is not fast enough. But it is nice to have really good equipment to ride. Like this thing is maybe $6,000. But imagine those carbon fiber full suspension bikes, they're $6,000. So they're the same price as this. And for me, it's hard to justify spending $6,000, which I don't have, to buy a mountain bike. This guy is like on my lane. Idiot. There's a lot of great things about mountain biking as opposed to dual sports. For example, if I get a dual sport, which I want one, like a small dual sport, I have to tag it, I have to register it, every 2 years in Maryland, you have to pay for registration to haul it to trails, which are 2 hours away. It's you have to get a trailer, you have to register the trailer, or you have a pickup truck, and then the pickup truck gets really terrible gas mileage to go to trails. Very few places to ride legally here. Most of it is illegal. And of course you have the added complication of having a dirt bike in the city, which is very stealable. So it's not like I could ride downtown and just leave it, people would steal it. So a mountain bike, you can use a Prius, you can use a passenger car, and take it to any trail. And a bicycle rack is $40. You don't have to pay extra. So if you have an e-bike, you can still carry it in a passenger vehicle. You can still do all the trails, and it's still just as fun as a mountain bike. It seems like a lot of the mountain bikers, they are anti-electric bikes, but I'm like, what? Why? I had a conversation with a guy yesterday when I rode, and he was very much electric mountain bikes, and I think he got pissed off at a guy on the trail, and he chased him down. I'm like, what's the point? They don't hurt the trail. There's just a little bit added weight. And a lot of guys are like, when I'm 80, I'll get an electric bike. But the reality is that you don't have to be old to ride an electric bike. It's just more fun. You can still get an amazing workout just by riding faster. These are the creatures of 495, the Capital Beltway. Schools are back in session. Masks are being mandated, even outdoors. This is so ridiculous. Over the weekend, we had 2 motorcycle crashes in one area. I think they were racing each other. I think the guys got medevac out, and it was 2 sport bikes, and they were pretty beat up. I didn't see the riders, but also I believe there was a motorcycle death yesterday. I'm not sure where, but it was like local, and I think the guy hit a car and died. Look at this guy. That's actually an XC90, which is a cool car. I was looking at these, but this guy, I don't usually see Volvos behaving like this guy. I saw him in the mirrors, like being a little bit aggressive, approaching me. But look at that, he's going to swerve. No, this guy's going to the left, so he's going to take the opportunity. It's like cutting people off. Also, these guys in the left lane, it's like, why are you in the left lane, buddy? That's really frustrating for people. Like, I can understand some people being frustrated. That guy is just not interested in moving for some reason. You don't want to be very close to these trucks. You know how sometimes they have those signs, you got to be 100 feet back? Well, they're not lying. Sometimes rocks fly off and hit you. I've gotten hit a few times in my legs mostly, but they carry a lot of crap. This is the stupid thing behind these speed cameras. People will slow down to 55, and then as soon as they're like 50 feet away, they speed back up to 80. Over the weekend, there was also a death in PG, 2 deaths. There was a car full of, guys. I think they were Latino. 2 guys were driving in the front, and there was like 2 passengers in the back. They passed the car on the double yellow, and I think they lost control when they tried to get back into their own lane and hit like a tree, and the 2 passengers in the back of the car died. Toyota Camry still in the left lane. That's a speed triple. That's a nice bike. Look at this. I caught a stone. It flew onto me. That's crazy. Look at this. That is so crazy. It just flew and hit my tank, and I got stuck between my leg and the tank, and I can't believe I caught it. Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna hold on to it because I don't want to throw it and just hit another car. This is nuts. I've never caught a freaking rock. What kind of rock is that? That is pretty interesting that I caught this. Like, it hit me in my belly and it jumped into my leg. I told you guys, like, those trucks, they're always like throwing stuff up. Even with their tires, they get hot. If this is on the ground, it gets thrown up at you. This is why you don't want to wear shorts or a t-shirt. If I wasn't wearing like a jacket, it would hit me in my stomach, and it kind of like, it was a big hit. But like, it's hot here. That is crazy. Oh man, can't believe I caught that rock. This area, the National Harbor, is really beautiful. This particular area geographically makes so much sense. Oh, there's a Air Force One Air helicopter. You have access to the most important road, which is 495, and then you have a higher elevation than the rest of DC, and you have the Potomac, like a very large body of water of the Potomac is here. So, and it's got like this feel, like it's definitely like a beachy feel because the water is so close, such a large body of water. According to my onboard temperature calculator, it's 102 degrees. Nothing fun about riding on the beltway, but it is the most convenient way to get around. I don't understand why there's so much traffic all the time. Is it because of this car on the shoulder? Look at those beautiful speed cameras over there, and no speed limit sign anywhere to be found. How are you supposed to know what speed you should be going when you don't have the speed limit sign before the cameras, right? I got a Nissan Sentra behind me. I get the feeling this guy's a douche. All of this to the left belongs to NASA. It's the nuclear propulsion lab here, Greenbelt. Oh, this is so much better being in a little bit of a shade. It went from 102 to 97 degrees. Oh, so hot. Come on, Accord, for God's sakes. Seeing people's houses like near the main roads for some reason. Some people have good taste, some people have bad taste, but these are working people's homes. You know, none of those yoga pant wearing, Black Lives Matter people come here to live. Right? You don't see that around here in the working class area. They got bigger problems. It's like, that was a guy that was on my videos. He posted the reason you don't see it on... Whoa, look. Okay, I waited for that. That stupid guy. I waited for that guy. He passed, and now, man, what? That was a douchebag. That was a douchebag. Man, that was so goddamn douchey of that guy. He just took off, and he like. Okay, if you come up to a stop sign like that, right? You just don't like stomp on the gas, leaving, right? Because somebody could potentially make a mistake. But that guy is like, I'm stomping on the gas. It's so stupid. And it was my turn to go, or the car to my left. But definitely not that one guy. Yesterday I was watching this stupid video of all of these celebrities saying, I will not be part of hate. And that was like some good actors, like the guy from Breaking Bad, Jesse Pinkman. And the rest were like washed up actresses that nobody cares, but they were all pretending. I will not stand idle while black people are slaughtered in the streets. It was just so stupid. And like, of course, what are these people doing to actually help black people? They're just gonna like go back, like making the video makes them feel good, and then they go back into their multi-million-dollar houses, and then they surround themselves with the same people. It was such a dumb video because, first of all, nobody wants to hear what these celebrities think. I think in a way the internet, the social media has made celebrities be almost useless. They're just beautiful people that can remember lines. Yeah, like for me, seeing that means very little. That's why I don't take the Black Lives Matter movement serious any longer. In the beginning, when I first heard about it, of course, I understand. Like, yeah, black people are getting killed. But now I realize that they're really not getting killed as much as we're made out to be. You know, it's hyperbole to say that they're getting slaughtered in the streets. And it only seems to divide people. And those people, those celebrities, they do no favors to anybody by doing that. By the way, Jeffrey Epstein. If I put Jeffrey Epstein in the title of the video, I get like a little warning saying that this is only for 18 and up audiences, or I have the potential of being demonetized. Why is that? It's as if there's very powerful people that do not want to entertain this as being like a real thing that happened to this guy. I really believe that he was murdered. I don't know who, but definitely he would be the one person that would be murdered. And the fact that there's been so little attention to this, so little attention to Ghislaine Maxwell. She is as guilty, if not more guilty, than Epstein. But no one seems to be talking about that. We're talking about dumb things like white privilege and pronouns. But the media has been very quiet on this, and it makes me think that they have something to hide, as if like the people in media are also participating in that sex island that he had. It's as if there's pressure on the media not to run these stories. It's very strange to me. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. It's 100 degrees. I'm going to cool down at home. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
First man ever to appoint a black sheriff. Just think, sir. Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, Lieutenant!
Kind of stuck here. The cops won't bother me.